And we're back for game 3. I'm going to play on the harder difficulty, aggressive. So let's get started. CPU match. I'll play human. Once if I consistently beat the computer on aggressive strong, which it seems to be the hardest difficulty. We'll see how hard it is. Okay, I'll play as black. Since I'm not sure if it was random or if by playing the aggressive, I have to be black. I'm not sure. Okay, so let's do some stuff. Also, I learned a few things about the purple arrows versus white arrows, and also I'll do a few moves and explain how. I think in the last video I said, like, oh, I wish I could see my opponent's moves, but you can, but you have to do it on their board. So I'll explain that in a bit. Okay. Aggressive. Let's take. No, let's not take. I have a feeling, because of multiverse crap, if I take, let's analyze this now. That's the cool thing is you can look at it and then conceptualize it, and then you can undo it. In real chess, the queen can come here, check. Now I'm in check in one timeline. I can stop that check or teleport. But if we look at the history view, it's gonna be checking the king in the past timeline most likely. Maybe. Actually, if the queen were here, you have to look at my boards only, or his boards only. This will become his board. Boom. Boom, boom. Actually, I'm confusing myself. If I do it and he checks me, I just want to make sure that's not checkmate. So I shouldn't do it, but I want to actually see if I can conceptualize it. So, not that many boards. Okay. So, oh yeah, let me explain here. I can click on an opponent's piece. Like, for example, I selected opponent's piece, and then when I do the views, it lets me know where it can go. I can click on my own piece. I'll undo the move. Okay, click on my own piece. Yes, before, tells you this. Okay, so this is early on. This is only move 2 or 3. I'm gonna just take it. I don't think it's checkmate yet. If it is, oh well, then we learn. If that queen comes, okay, he didn't. That's a weird move. That's a weird move in real chess, but okay. Start. I want a castle. No, so. Yep. See, the problem with the checkmate here. See, I told you, but now we learned. We learned the concept here. Okay. Attacking one king. See, it's the next board. It's not. It is a double attack, but it's more about the attack in the past. Cause you just don't. You don't want to leave your king exposed. Queens on diagonals. Look at this history view. So essentially, I shouldn't have exposed my king. If you look at, all right, select the queen. History view. See it. I wish I could see this before, but as you can see, the queen moved here. And these are all the white boards, my opponent's boards. And you can see it goes here. Traveling, yeah. So there's a siren outside. Going down to here, then down to here, then down to here, and then attacking a king in the past. Although it's interesting how that works, because I guess because it's going through time, and as long as there's nothing blocking the path of time. Like every square it got to, it was vacant, right? Vacant to the king. Had there been a piece, like my knight, say my knight was here, then the path, queens can't jump over pieces, so it'd be able to go here, and then eat the knight if the knight were there, and then it wouldn't, the path would stop and it wouldn't be checked on the king in the past. So that was a short game. No time travel? Well, it's one dimension, but because of the past. So as a general rule, Yeah, don't let your white do the queen h4. This is a through h from white's point of view. A B C D E F G H and then 1 2 3 4 5. It's reversed because I'm black, but if you're from white's point of view, it's A B C D F G H and 1 through 8. So queen h4 check. You kind of want to avoid that early on, and I guess vice versa. Queen h5 check, the inverse to white's king. Just basically don't expose your king, because this king can escape, but I can't change the past. It's just a checkmate. An attack in the past cannot be undone unless I can kill the piece that did it. And if you look on the only board I can move on, no piece can take this queen. So the game finished, and I was concerned about that, but I was more experimenting. So he couldn't have done it. I'm wondering if he could have done it the move before. Is there a way for me to play? Let's see. Local match. I could play a local match and play both sides. That might be interesting. Try to win for both sides and get a sense. That would be crazy. I'll do that one day. Just play myself. See if I win. Okay. So let's try that again. And just don't expose the king. Oh, I'm white now. So let's get the king castled early. I highly recommend it. E4, C5. Although, I missed some openings. So there's a queen here. Bring the queen out early. Motherfucker. Do not let, okay. Do not let checks happen on the main board, because it's probably a check in the past as well, especially as this forms a cube of, well, it's 8 by 8, but look at this shit. Look, because then the next one formed. Yeah. All right, that was kind of the same concept. History view. That black queen can go. Look at that. Look at all the angles it can go to, and it just hits a king in the past. Aggressive is definitely harder. But that's how I'm learning from my mistakes. It's hard to learn from your mistakes when you play the easy AI, but I know this game's gonna be hard for some. It's been kind of hard for me. If you're not good at regular chess, then I'm sure the lower difficulties will be hard for you. But now I'm finally getting my ass kicked. So yeah, it attacks that king, and nothing I can do. Okay, let's learn from this. Okay, basically, I need to stop thinking about one-player chess or regular chess and look for any checks. Although I'm curious. Like, it's just you can't keep track of all boards at once. Okay, this is why. In regular chess, if there were no time travel, queen here is checkmate on this one. This is called the fool's mate in regular chess. Moving these two pawns exposes your king on this diagonal, and the king, look, it's checkmate. But since there's a chance if I move here, I'm gonna do it anyway. But if by doing it, it's checking a king in the past. Let's see. Here, it's just hard for me to conceptualize the queen here because it adds another board, and then that. Let's look at it. That's probably okay. Now that's the board that will be created if I choose that, and then you check and see if it's ignore the black boards. So queen here. To go here, if it'd be diagonal in the past. Here, then here, on my board, so then here, oops. Maybe I can do this without, okay, here, diagonal one, over. You know what, an easy way for me to think of these are linear lines, even if they're linear through time. So, yes, the history view is helpful, parallel view is helpful, the arrows that it creates are helpful, but I need to start thinking without having to do that all the time. So think of it as linear. It's linear even though it's through time. So if I go one diagonal, but through time, it would also be, it's 1 over and 1 over. Then again, 1 over, 1 over captures this pawn. So I don't think it's mate yet because there's no, you know what? Maybe I'll delay it. Maybe I'll delay it. No, I'm going to do it. It's over. It's over because also, that was dumb, computer, but I made similar dumb moves. We haven't had a real game yet, but this is, yeah. The king can't travel back in time because there's a copy of his king everywhere. Look at his king. History view. Well. Excuse. Well. Am I attacking a king in the past? There's only... This is a black king. Why can't he move back in the past? I know... It doesn't say I'm checkmating any other king. Is it just so simple it's only... The king can travel... I'm just curious, why can't the king travel back in time? He'll be on an alternate board. I'm not. It doesn't say I'm checking anything in the past. Let's deselect the king. Oh, because you have to move 1 over. I forget that crap. When he does move, but if he travels through time, but when he travels through time, it's going to create a new board. So even if that one's gone, it's the one in the past, all the way back. It's when it create. It's when. Okay, let's make this easy. All right, these checks that involve the queen attacking, it's 1, 2, 3. If it's 1, 2, 3 to capture. So if it's 3 moves in the past, that's your perfect cube, so to speak. Your 3x3 cube of this queen movement. So 1, 2, 3. If we ignore black's boards, it's just look where it can go. Yeah. Parallel view. Parallel view? I guess this one makes more sense because you see it going through the boards. But with a parallel view, queen goes here, or here. Oh, my board's only here. Oh no, it erases his boards. So queen can go here, and queen can go here, and queen can go here, and that's the king, and that's checkmated. Yeah. It's a 3x3 cube, right? Or 4x4, because 3 total with including the queen. Deselect. Yeah, that makes a lot more sense. Think of it, these early checkmates, just think of a 4x4 cube, and it's the 4th move. Initial position, move 1, 2 boards, move 2, 2 boards, move 3, 2 boards. Oh, but it's checkmating the original king on move 0. Alrighty now, let's do a real, come on. That wasn't very aggressive, why would you give that to me? But in either way, 4x4, look at history view. It's a 4x4. Okay, and there's four okay. I don't think of I think of the original board as move 0, but the number of moves don't matter. They're not labeled as move 0, move 1, move 2, move 3, etc. So there are 4 boards total. 3, or the original position, the 2 moves I've made, the 3rd move I did make, which creates a new plane, and now we have a 4x4 cube. 4x4 cube where the queen is attacking the king. Does that make sense? All right. Well, I lost 2 and I won 1, but I wouldn't have called that aggressive. Let's get some timelines going. I'm just going to castle early in this one. Well, I like to seize the center. I could take. I took knight bishop. Whenever knights are on the rim, I usually take, because then it doubles up pawns and creates weaknesses. But in 3D and 4D 5D chess, this is kind of different. I missed not having bishops in the last game, so I'm just gonna get my king to safety. Okay, now this is where I gotta be careful of other cubes happening. This queen can come over here, attacking the king, for example. Let's say I move my bishop here, just getting ready for the castle. It looks innocent enough. And that's where I can check. Okay. Now, even though I've moved, I can see where black could move. And it looks like... Wait, does that board even exist yet? Deselect. I didn't submit, so undo. Yeah, if I go there, then it... Okay. If I go there, it's created. And then I can think of what he can do in response. And these are all his boards. But I can't... I'm curious why he can't do the checkmate. Or because it's not 5 by... Oh, it's a little farther? Oh, okay. Oh, it's on the opposite side of the board. Look. When you do it on the king side of the board... When the queen goes over here, it's a 4 by 4. See? When you do it on this side of the board, it's a 5 by 5, and we don't have 5 yet. So it wouldn't be mate that he wouldn't do that the next move for mate. He would do it the following move for mate. So I'm gonna go ahead and gotta be careful, man. How do you avoid it? I'm curious if I block it up. I'm gonna do okay. This is all trial and error. Submit. And wait, it is checkmate. Okay, lesson learned. Because it's 5 by 5, right? I allowed the checking. Oh, I was dumb. It's the same concept, but it's still hard to conceive, even though this repetition helps. Look at black's queen. It's going after my king. It's a 5 by 5, right? But I'm curious if I had made a different move, because I allowed the check on two. I'm allowing the check on one board and the check in the past. What if it's only a check in the past? Is it still checkmate? I wish I could undo the move now. Okay, so every time I've lost like this, it was always a check on the main board and a check in the past. But I want to not have a check on the main board and see if he does that same move. Okay, let's do this for real. I'm black this time. Just get my king castled. Nah, I don't want to lose that pawn. He's attacking the pawn. I'll defend it. Okay, now I've castled. There should not be any issues of what happened before. Holy crap. Now we got ourselves a game. Just don't let yourself get checked on the first board by a queen. Keep your king covered. It eventually becomes a check in the past if it's a perfect cube. That makes sense. You just got to think of it. It's hard to conceive them as planes, but it makes sense. A 5 by 5 to the king. Once it's 5 boarded, it's back. There's a king in the exact same spot. So think of the 4 by 4 cubes and the 5 by 5 cubes that I was telling you about. That's easier for me to understand than... I mean, the arrows help, but... Okay, so he moved in the past. He's got 2 queens on this board. I gotta move on. So I haven't castled on this one, but I could just. Oh, but he's lining up these queens for a possible attack. Do I want to castle on this side? Hmm. Hmm. Now that I feel safe on here, I could send something to the same. I guess I could send something to the same instead of creating my own timelines. I could. Well, it would be an alternate timeline on my side. That's the thing. That's interesting, actually. If I send my own queen, for example, over here, creates a timeline over here, but it's a copy of this one without the two queens. I cannot. Can I send a? This queen is limited because everything's blocking it. Okay. You took anyway. He's sacrificing the knight, which is not good. Unless there's some kind of tactic, something I'm not seeing. I could move on this one, but I can. Oh no, I can submit now. See what he does. It says, oh, it says move on both. What is he doing? When it says aggressive, aggressive doesn't always mean good. Like this is aggressive, but you're losing your pieces. Just take it. Your choice. Well, I don't see the point of all that. What he did, and it didn't expose my king. Eat that piece. Okay, I gotta be careful here. If this queen comes over here, check on the board. I don't want to risk any other 5x5. You know, it means it's also a check in the past 5 moves back. You know what? Okay, so I'm gonna block with the bishop, and defends that square too. Prevents any of that funny business. I'm learning a little bit. Okay, bishop out, pawn up. Just expose him. Okay, he doesn't play the best moves. Here we go. Here we go. This is the question I was asking myself, remember? So this queen comes here check, but it's not checking on the present board. So it's the 5x5 check in the past. Yep. You just gotta be careful. Yep. If you look at that piece. So 1. Let's do it parallel and just count. Take off the. Okay. We see the red arrow. So look. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's 5x5 total. So 1, well, there's 5 boards total, including this one. Moving 1, 2, 3, 4, and then check it out. Going 1, 2, 3, and then yeah. Wait a second. Is that more? All right, screw it. Let's do the arrows. Why is it? How many back is it? Attacking the king. This king here. It's hard to skip boards. It's easier to skip to remove mine or remove theirs. So if for him it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 boards total. Five boards total, including the new one. And it's a 5x5. Remember I said 1, 2, 3. Yeah. So here's the thing. It doesn't say checkmate, but I can't change the past. So how do I get out of check? This is where it gets tough when I don't know how to get. I have to kill the queen. Going back in time. This king's not in check. It's only one. It's only check on one. It's only one king check. Oops. So nothing on this board can kill him. So it has to be something on this board. Not the knight. The bishop. This is what I don't understand. Or the only okay. I think I understand now. This happened to me. I was trying to record another video with the smaller boards. I was confused, but in this case, it's a check in the past, and I cannot kill it. That's the only way. I have to kill it, but I have nothing that can kill it. And so the only way is to. This is basically a checkmate. I have to go back in time. Except going back in time creates the new thing. A little confused. What if I castle? If I castle, that it's still in check in the past. But if I create a new timeline, I think that's it. I have to create a new timeline where I can move on that board. So he is checking. Which one? This is where it gets tricky. It's hard to get it. It's like, how do I get out of check? Okay. Whatever he does, this queen, it's for him, it's 4 back. 1, 2, 3, 4 back, that king. I have to go back in time to that timeline, and it creates a new timeline, and it blocks the check. But it has to block this path. This path goes straight to the king. I'm curious if, like, what if I sent something here? Just block the path to the king. Okay, like here. What can I say? Okay, so this is the checkmate. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is here. Wish I could mark it somehow. Wish I could like doodle, you know. So if I can send something to block that diagonal in the past, like this knight. See? Oh, yeah. This knight can go 2 over, 2 in the past, and 1. And I think it's blocking that. I think so. Let's do it. I think it's blocks the check. I could be wrong here, and it's still check. That I did it. I can submit it. Oh my god, that's my first time doing that. Like I thought, checks in the past. You can't change that board. You have to. Oh my god, it's like I had to block through time. Because now, if you look at this queen, I'm gonna submit the move. Before we analyze that at all, let's just show this queen that was given the check. Can I click it? It's on my board. Anyways, it was going. Remember, it was going back 4, right? Not counting mine. So 1, 2. But the piece is never there. The check exists in the past, but I blocked it through time, creating a new board. I thought that wouldn't. I wasn't sure if that would work because it'd be like, oh well, the piece never actually appears on there, and what if that path still, like, this queen 5 by 5, 1, 2, 3, 4. You still might move on this. Can I even move on this, or is it check if I move? Yep, that's how it works. Okay, God. I didn't. The knight didn't stop the check. It's the board was never created. It was check because that was the present timeline. Like I was forced to move on that timeline, with one exception: go in the past, move the present bar back. The thing is that present bar is going to catch up soon again. Queens and kings are dangerous. And guess what? My king didn't castle in this timeline. Always castle your king and forget about these queen checks. This is essentially checkmate no matter where I move on here. If I castle, creates a new board which gives that check in the past from before. I cannot move on this board, but it's not. It's in the future. I want to eliminate this future. Or kill it. Anyway, I can kill that queen. And any way to kill the queen. Before it gives mate in the future. Want that queen dead so it's not there to give it. Eventually I'll be obliged to move on this board, or it'll just be checkmate. Or I can just go back in time again, but you can only go back in time one more than your opponent has. If you realize, that's the thing, once you have checkmate in the future, just don't go back in time anymore. Because if you go back in time, they'll go back in time. If you go back in time, they'll go back in time, and the game never ends. You already have checkmate in the future. You just gotta let the future catch up, or the present catch up to the future. I don't see a way to. So that wasn't considered checkmate because I delayed the inevitable. And once I get better, I can delay the inevitable, but somehow stop the future. I know this is what's going to happen. I have a few. Can I stop it in a few moves? I can't kill it, or can I prepare myself to kill it? Like, what about this pawn moving here? But no, pawns can't go backwards. So, the queen's. Trying to think of how, like, I'm used to knight captures and like, okay, this square, this knight can get there in 2 moves. No, this square it takes 3 moves, and then in this square it takes 4 moves. but with the 3 dimensions. I have a knight here, knight here. What about this knight? So 1, 2. I don't know. I think I'm going to lose. Or, no, I can't even push the pawn to threaten the queen. Deselect. Threatening the queen, it creates the new board, and then it's just the check in the past. I am stuck on this board until I can kill the queen. I got 2 other boards I could move on. But I didn't go back. I'm gonna lose. So I thought I had blocked the check through time, but I did not. The check didn't exist yet. The check that the check is essentially a checkmate if you can't do anything, but the board hadn't been created yet. But it was considered check on that board because I was obliged to move on that board, and anywhere I moved created a new board that gave check in the past. But then, since I'm able to go back in time and move the present bar back, this is a checkmate in the past unless I can kill the queen. I don't know how I can. This bishop. There's a bishop on each one, so I can't move on this one. It says move on this one. Well, I only have 2 boards to choose from. Well, over here too. Doesn't get me anywhere, this queen. Yeah, I have to move on this board. I'm just gonna castle. I'm gonna lose. If I submit, it'll be my move on a board where I can't do anything about it, I don't think. But if I can't do anything here, I think I'm screwed either way. I think I'm screwed no matter what. So now, once again, the board now is officially created. Or, no, it's the same board, but it's check again because once it's created. But the boards shift over. So, like, history view. I want to kill that queen. Can anything kill it? My pieces are too far away. And I can't move on this one again. I guess I could have gone. Go back in time again. Just delay the inevitable. Can't go that far back. Queens are the farthest range. How far can she go back? 2 moves. Let's do it. Gives me more time to do stuff. Not much time before we catch up. Can I keep going back? Nope, now that I have 2 extra timelines. This is where my opponent, if the computer's smart enough, I have 2 timelines and he only has 1. I've done it twice, he's done it once. If I do it, I'm allowed to have 1 more, but if I do it again, it's going to be a white. So I had 2 queens in this. But can it kill? It can't get to the board. Things are blocking it. It's hard to conceptualize. If my pawn moved out of the way, would it be attacking? Screw it. I'm about to lose. Why would he create one? I want to kill that queen. It's giving me more chances, it seems, to kill the queen. Why move there? I'm just going to take it. I can move in the future. I think it's over. Unless he lets me go back in time again. Check again. But I cannot progress unless I can kill it. Can I kill it in the past? I can kill in the past too. Creates new. Hold on. Can I kill? Pissing me off. I'm gonna check him. But I'm obliged to move on this board now. It's in the present again, which I can't do. So I'm gonna have to go back in the past. Not too far back. Ooh, I can go kind of back. These rooks are. I'm gonna move the rook over. Maybe I can go back a few moves later. Or does that not do anything? No, because then the final board. Oh, I can go back. Okay. Once I got that queen on, once I got that queen move on me, this is all like downhill. Check. Wait, no, I have to go back in time because I can't do anything on this board. It's just hard to visualize blocked pathways through time. Just moves it back one move. Game over. Nope. Moved across. Nothing I can do here. Creates that check. Must kill queen. Too many lines are blocked. 3 queens on one board. But it's still only one move behind from the checkmate board. Got 3 queens on one. gonna check them. Open up the king. Sacrifice. I can't do anything. I have to go back in time again. He should finish me off. I'm just going back in time until he finishes me off. I want to take it. He knows I can't take queen back in time. Parallel. What about... No. Kill that queen. I want to kill the queen. But I can't. Because then I'm only left with the board I can't do anything on. Those damn check. Yeah, castle your king as early as possible. Before they get that diagonal check in the past. And I did do it early. But then we did an alternate timeline where I didn't do it. So he get... Knights are good for... Okay. Really? Oh, because there's no boards available. I can't go back in time. 2 over. Has to stand... This board is not my board. That sucks. Send the king back in time? It's a parallel. If I do it, then I'm still stuck on the one board that I can't do anything on. Undo move. I don't have a lot of time travel options in this board. It's so far up. The pieces just don't three-dimensionally move to this board. This is a diagonal, but there's no board in the middle as a path. Knights can't go that far. So I have to go back on this board then. I would love this knight check, but unfortunately it's going to have to be a back in time. Just send the knight back in time. Gosh, my boards just have, there's too many timelines and not enough like back time. Because I can only go back in time 1 or 2 moves. I don't have, the board that I have to move on is too far away to go back in time. So how's this not mate? How is this not mate? I undid all my moves. I don't see what I can send back in time. Queens. If I just travel interdimensionally. Traveling interdimensionally does create a new timeline. I thought like I said in the previous video that it doesn't. So it's not going to shift everything over. Because once it travels interdimensionally, it's not there. You can't change the past. It's just a new timeline. I don't know what to do here. Well, this video might come to an end. We got our full game. And the complexities of if you're in check but don't know how to get out of check. Can I... Yeah, if I go back into the past, it's too far back. But that queen, well, what about my queen here? But even going back in time doesn't work. Creates a new board. Doesn't do anything. I cannot kill this king. I guess I can just resign. If I can't figure out where to move, I just resign. I think I'll play the computer. I think I'll play with the timer for next game. I'll play with a slow time, but at least it's a timer. I just don't know. It says it's not checkmate, but I don't know how to get a check, so might as well resign, I guess. All right, so definitely I lost more games than I won on the aggressive. He did the stupid fool's mate in the beginning, so I honestly makes me sad, but I have no idea how to get a check. You gotta be just castle, castle, and you can avoid all this. I think. Alright, I resign. If you know how to get a check in this position, please tell me in the comments. I give up. Forfeit. Alright, well, that was game 3, and definitely got a lot to learn about playing the aggressive. I will not play on the 3. I'll play on aggressive strong from now on and probably lose a lot more matches, but that's how you learn. So, all right. It was fun. A lot of short games followed by some crazy game.